One of the neat things, Julian, I think about the Strokes is you have an incredible crowd turnout of varied people. Morrissey came to one of your gigs at the Dragonfly. Now, is that true? Because if it is, it's one of the rare Morrissey spottings out there.
Yeah. I didn't get to meet him, but supposedly he showed up at the show.
What was the scoop on that there, Nick? Morrissey coming out. Like, what was he doing? What was he up to? That is incredible. Come on, get excited. Morrissey came to your gig. That is good. That is good. Come on, he never goes out. His record company can't even find him, yet he can find the Strokes.
We're very excited. I mean, we couldn't believe it at the time, you know. It was like 2 months ago. Yes, it was crazy. I know. It's everything. This is crazy.
It's pretty simple. Like if you look at it from Morrissey's point of view, where there's a new band that plays good music and he likes their music, so why wouldn't he go to see them play? Like when they're playing the town that he lives in, why would he stay home if he likes the music? It's pretty
because he's a total recluse. So to come out for the Strokes, don't downgrade that. That is great.
He's a recluse when it comes to when it comes to bullshit.
He didn't even show up to his own birthday party there, Julian, and he came to the Strokes gig. That's good. Strokes won, Morrissey nothing. Now, Strokers, Stroker Ace, Stroke Me. How was last night? How was the gig last night in Seattle?
It was excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, Seattle. What went on?
It was, it was an intense show, It was very intense. I think it was intense for everyone in the band. I think it was intense for everyone. It was, probably drank too much.
To drink.
But I think we played the songs all right, and I think the crowd enjoyed it. And after the crowd, it was cool, It's like it was a good show, I'm bad at promoting myself like that, I had fun.
Awesome town though. We always have fun in Seattle just because the vibe there is so right. A lot
Let's just pan over here to Matt. Mark, look what your label rep is trying to help you out with there. How do you feel about that there, Julian?
Album release in CDA.
In Canada, album released.
Fuck that, man.
Oh, come on, Matt's trying to help you out.
Our album is coming out September 25th. It's true, yes.
You must feel on top of the world because there are people everywhere trying to help you out. I mean, it must make you feel good. I know you feel bad away, but it must make
feels great. Don't get me wrong. It feels fucking great. There's not a day goes by where I don't fucking count
your hands feel great. I like that.
I don't fucking count my lucky stars every day. But there's more to life than fucking trying to be popular, and that's what we're trying to say, and that's what our fucking music says, so wait till it fucking comes out.
But I don't think you're trying to be popular. I think it's great that you made it to Australia, on a single. On a single, you made it to Australia. That's awesome.
Don't ask me how. They called us up and said, come and tour.
Oh, nothing. I'm just laughing.
Thank you very much there, Julian. What about that little knee plug? What were you thinking?
No, I was just laughing. You're a funny guy. You're a nice guy. It's just funny that, we were talking so normally, and now I like it. It's cool.
Britain is a very picky place. I think the only Americans they like are Ruby Wax. You know Ruby Wax, the comedian?
No.
Ruby Wax, the American comedian, and they like you guys. I mean, that's pretty hard to win over those British press people. Now, let's say some of us watching this are in bands. Who would we send our demos to? Which New Music Express writers you think are pretty cool out there?
Sort of mean to name a bunch of names and give out a bunch of addresses and phone numbers,
But, I mean, people might think this is good.
I would say send it to Rough Trade because they have good taste in music.
We like pleasure, but it doesn't have to be. We like pleasure, but it doesn't have to be fancy.
Pleasure. What are you talking about?
That is a quote that you said, Julian. This is a quote that Julian said. We like pleasure, but it doesn't have to be fancy.
Can I tell you something? All the quotes that we say are not actual things that we say.
Well, that's what I want to get to the bottom of. The Turkish bathhouse. Is that where you guys met?
Yeah, I guess so. Is that from Q Magazine?
I'm glad if this interview serves a purpose of of explaining why how silly all these articles are.
Cool though, all these things that we said in complete sarcasm that people actually may or may not have taken seriously, you're throwing back at us now. It's actually pretty funny. No one's ever done that before. But all these things that you're talking about, were meant purely sarcastically.
Well, I'm taking them totally seriously, actually. Everything about the Strokes, I believe, including that Noel Gallagher came to one of your gigs. Number 2, Morrissey won.
Awesome.
Oh, so you're more excited about Noel Gallagher than Morrissey?
No.
Does that tell a bit about his influences at all, Nick?
Does
that tell a bit about his influence? Come on, answer that question. Does that tell a bit about his influences? He's more excited with Noel Gallagher than Morrissey. That's pretty bad, isn't it?
Dude, you can't let me finish, dude. The reason why I said it was cool because I didn't meet Morrissey and Noel Gallagher. I was in the bathroom and some guy came in. and we were there, and like we almost got into like, I don't know, like not a fight, but like Noel Gallagher just like stepped right in, and it was like, I don't know, I just thought that was sort of cool, you know. That's all. That's the only thing I was talking about. Not.
And this is just not a gig in England. This is like in Philadelphia, in the middle of nowhere. They came out to see you guys, right? Oasis.
They were playing a show that night early, and then they just came, and like I don't know, like I think I never really listened to their.
Hey, don't go away, Nick.
I'm not going away.
I never really listened to their music, but I you know, it was just when you meet someone and they're nice to you, it's like, you know, I'm not gonna like I never met him before, you know, and I saw interviews like this. And I always thought he was an asshole, and I thought he was going to be an asshole, but he was like a normal like guy, and he was. And
you haven't met his brother, Paul Gallagher. He's the asshole.
Right. No, Liam Gallagher was there. I didn't really talk to.
No, they have another brother, Paul, the fattish older one. There's Noel, Liam, and Paul Gallagher.
I didn't know that.
He's the one that rides their coattails. Were there any other good Noel Gallagher stories that you got at all, Nick? Did you get any Noel Gallagher stories?
No.
That's it. That's the one.
Did he give you any advice about Britain at all, or going over there? Like, hey, you guys, I saw you in the paper. I used you as toilet paper, and they're using you as toilet paper. And get back at them. Don't appear in the press like gay dad.
No, not really. It was more like, I like your music, thank you, and we were drinking.
Good advice. He said, don't get caught up in drugs. And I said, thanks, no.
That's true. He said, I did drugs until I was 30, and then like, you know, and then now I've stopped. I had my fun, and now it's different.
Wait for Noel Gallagher to tell you that? What about your parents?
Dude, you asked me what he fucking said, dude.
Julian of the rock and roll band The Strokes, what two things do you have? What two things do you have, Julian?
What two things do I have? I think I have the ambition to progress and like hopefully get better. And two, the realization that if you let the whole like machine wrap you in itself, then you just you're gonna get crushed.
No, Julian. You have brains and balls.
Oh, those are the quotes. Those are the quotes that they use.
I think you said you have brains and balls, Julian.
I didn't say it like that, I can guarantee you.
And there's nothing wrong with balls, and I understand in San Diego there was some crotch grabbing.
Is that right?
Yeah, was there some rabid fans in San Diego, Julian, that were grabbing your crotch right up front?
Well, no, it was more like, it was a rowdy, it was like not rowdy, it was actually, when we started the show, it was very calm, and they didn't really know, they knew a little bit about us. And then by the end of it, there was like this one chick who was like touching pedals and like grabbing everyone's legs and just like grabbing like, you know, it was just like, it was nothing really.
Girl in the front row who wouldn't stop touching my guitar. She was like reaching for this, every time I sort of came like towards the front of the stage, reaching for the strings on my guitar. And I just had to like stop playing and kneel down to her and say, don't touch my fucking guitar ever again.
Oh, come on, some guys pay for that. Some guys pay for that, and you're telling her not to do it?
No, we were not, we're like actually a bodyguard, a bouncer guy.
A bodyguard?
Not a bodyguard.
You're not used to that name from your youth, are you? You never had bodyguards, did you?
No. and like,
Bodyguard.
no, and this guy came out and he was actually going to take her out of the show, and I was like, just leave her. It's like, it was not a big deal. It's like small shit that's, you know.
I like the stuff you do with the mic, though, Julian. I understand you sung, like, into the mic cord. Like, not actually into the mic, but into the mic cord. That's pretty good.
Well, actually, it was the first song we played, and, like, the mic got unplugged, and we couldn't, and the mic was just disappeared, you know, and like, I was just, like, holding the mic, like, you know, like, just, like, sort of just laughing, really. And then a girl actually from the audience saw it, and she just sort of went on stage, grabbed it, and handed it to me, and, like, I plugged in right at, like, the last note of the song. It was like, yeah, like, hell yeah. And the crowd was like, they dug it. Actually, they dug it. It was funny.
Word up, The Strokes!
Word up.